Alright guys, so today on this beautiful day in Stuttgart, we are at the Porsche Museum. We already did a factory tour this morning. It was a 2-hour tour of the Porsche factory where we got to see everything from where they get the parts from over 400 different suppliers and they start putting it together. We also got to see the when they do like the stitching, like say for the dashboard and everything, and then we got to see when they put the cars together. So overall it was a good tour. It was definitely more in-depth than the Lamborghini tour, but yeah, overall it was pretty cool. We are at the center of the square. You can see there's this sculpture right here. I believe each of the 3 cars points in a different direction of where other Porsche factories are. I think one of them shows where they make the SUVs, the Macan and the Cayenne. Across from here is a huge Porsche dealership. Inside here is the Porsche Museum, where we'll go inside and check out some of their cars. Alright, so just got into the Porsche Museum, and this is the first thing we see. It's the world's very first Porsche construction in 1898.
It has an electronic motor in there. It's designed by Ferdinand.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So right in front of me here is a Porsche 911 Carrera RS 2.7 Coupe from 1973. So I guess this is a car that popularized the ducktail Porsches. You can see right here, the spoiler is in the shape of the tail of a duck. And this is the first 911 to be adorned with the Carrera name. Right here is a Porsche 911 Sport Classic. It was made in 2010. So they only made 250 of these, and it's supposed to be a throwback to the 911 Carrera RS 2.7 1973. It has 408 horsepower, and they began selling it in September of 2009 and sold out within 48 hours. This makes it a true classic. So right here we have, it says over 30,000 motorsport victories. You can see all the trophies they have. It's really impressive. They have a very deep history in motorsport racing, and it's evidenced in all their sports cars that they make. Oh wow, the GT1. Oh, I've never seen one of these. So from 1996 to 1998, the GT1 is produced mainly for racing purposes in order to be allowed to compete in Le Mans. Street versions of the 911 GT1 are built according to their rules. Wow, what a car. It's beautiful. Here's another GT1 right here.
This is only one time.
550 horsepower. Right here is the Porsche Le Mans 919 Hybrid. So they were absent from 16 years of racing in Le Mans, and they came back in 2014, and they won that race. They experienced its greatest success of the debut season. You can see how aerodynamic it is. Look how small the cockpit area is. This must be the actual car they use because it's all beat up. Wow. It looks like a spaceship. So up on this level, we have the supercars that Porsche has made. To the right of me is the Porsche 918 Hybrid. To the left of me is the Porsche Carrera GT. So on the tour they told us the exotic hypercars that they make, it's about average of every 10 years. This 918 Hybrid utilizes a special engine layout because it uses both electric and gasoline power. And they only built 918 of these, and it was only a 2-year production. I believe the car, it started at around $880,000 US dollars. Basically, it's $1 million hypercar. You can see the exhaust comes out from near the roof of the back. This is the Porsche Carrera GT 2003. This is actually the car that Paul Walker was driving before he got into the crash and passed away. I heard it's a notoriously difficult car to drive. Going back a few more generations, the Porsche 959. Let's see, 1988.
There's cars in the garage of the Mercedes-Benz Museum. It's supposed to be the #1 attraction in Stuttgart. So,
I don't know. I'm partial to Porsche.
there you go. Now we're gonna go in there. I need some coffee. It's 3 p.m. It's been a long and boring day.
Hey.
We're inside the Mercedes-Benz Museum. It's like 8 floors.
So it looks like they're starting from the very beginning of transportation. Feel it.
This right here is the world's first motorcycle, and it uses the so-called grandfather clock back there. It's the first gasoline engined vehicle and also the world's first motorcycle.
So over here we have 2 of the first cars. One of them was a 3-wheeler. And they designed it as 3 wheels because he wasn't satisfied with the steering systems available for 4-wheeled vehicles. This is back in 1886. It's at a top speed of 10 miles an hour. And over here they were explaining this was a horse carriage with an engine built into it. This here is a classic Mercedes the 300 SL, best known for its gull wing doors. Looks so futuristic, doesn't it? The gull wing door. Look at the interior. Check out this giant snowblower. I need one of these for my home. Apparently can clear 1,600 tons of snow per hour. It's got like snow chains on it and everything. Wow. This is heavy duty. It's awesome. Check out this bad boy. The Mercedes-Benz Pope Mobile from 1980. Used for transporting the Pope bulletproof vest. It's pretty awesome.
So this is Mercedes alternative fuel section for their cars. This interesting car here. It's called the Neckar 1. It stands for New Electric Car. Back in 1994, they created this car as a their research into alternative fuel, and this car combines hydrogen and oxygen and processes it into water, and that process creates the energy that drives the car. And it has a really long back load, but this is not for carrying passengers or carrying load or delivering stuff. It's actually a hydrogen tank or oxygen tank. I don't know, one of the tanks here that you can see in the back here. This actually, the whole process takes up the entire back of the car. I kind of wish that they made this part see-through so we can see the whole thing, but oh well.
So now we are in the racing section of the Mercedes Museum, and in front of me here is the Formula One car. This looks like it's from 2016. Mercedes F1 W07 hybrid, top speed of 224 miles an hour. So Nico Rosberg drove this car, and he became Formula One world champion in 2016. With this car, the team won 19 out of 21 races, and then 5 days after his magnificent triumph, he announced his retirement from Formula One.
Over here, we have the very first racing car built by Benz in 1900s. It has 14 horsepower and 65 kilometers per hour, which is equivalent to 40 miles per hour. So you guys imagine that, how slow that is now by today's standards. It's like a local road.
It's the grandpa of all racing cars.
All the cars that are in the race are just chugging along.
118 years ago. Alright, so we're now leaving the Mercedes Museum.
Closed at 6.
Yeah, overall very packed day of car museums. The Mercedes Museum was definitely had a lot more information, starting all the way from the horse and carriage to the cars of today. I think it was 7 or 8 floors. Yeah. So, but we
had its individual section.
yeah, we kind of rushed through some parts, but got it mostly done. Definitely more in depth than the Porsche Museum. But I am a huge Porsche fan, so I am glad that we got to visit that as well and do the factory tour. So overall, it was a good day.
It's definitely more exciting for me for the Mercedes Museum. So.
Yeah, it was.
There's a lot more women in there. It's a very history, very educational experience.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to find some food now, and tomorrow we'll be heading to the Nürburgring, which is one of the most popular racetracks in the world.
So, after the Mercedes Car Museum, we're at the Rote. Way mispronouncing it, but it means the red deer.
Der Rote Hirsch, I think is what you said.
Yeah. We just found this restaurant because it got like really good reviews. But also we try to find like traditional German restaurants to, you know, give good reviews and also to try like the local foods around this area. This place, the name of this place came from, originally it was like a bar back then, the Hirsch, the deer. So you can see like the decoration, and they kept a lot of the original decorations with like the wood and like there's some deer antlers over on the wall. And then the red came from like the flag of Cannstatt, which is this area, I guess, like maybe a region of Stuttgart, I'm not sure. And it was like their flag as part of like their the soccer team. So that's why the Red Hirsch as like a traditional German place to eat. I got, it's called roast beef, but it looks more like a steak. And then Spätzle, which is their traditional.
Yeah, it seems like they're traditional noodles. I also
noodles
got that
around
too.
Here, which comes with like practically every dish, I guess. And then I got this Seezungel rhubarb flavored, and it's like it's essentially like German soda, rhubarb flavored.
I got one of the Stuttgart beers. So water and soda is pretty expensive in this country. The beer is about the same price as the water and the Coke. So that's why I've been getting beer lately. I think if I lived in this country, I would have like liver disease from all this beer. Normally in the US, I would just drink my tap water, but they don't have that here. And neither do they have that in Italy. So my dish also has the sausage and lentils and the noodles.
The sausage just looks like a giant hot dog.
Yeah, it does. Like I said in previous videos, they're known for their meats, like their sausages and their potatoes. Didn't get potatoes today though.
This noodle here has more flavor than the restaurant at the restaurant that we ate at yesterday.
Yeah, but yesterday's the gravy.
Really good.
Wiener tastes really good. Sounds weird to say.
So
It has like quite a bit of flavor to it.
yeah, the steak, this steak tastes like steak, but they call it the roast beef. So I thought it was something different. So, but when they asked me how I wanted my steak, how I wanted it, so I figured it was like a piece of steak. So it's really good. It's mental.